Hey everybody, my name's Collin Warren, and we are at Tonal Park Studios in Takoma Park, where we have just wrapped the tracking for the new Wicked Sycamore album, forthcoming. I'm fortunate enough to be the tracking engineer, the producer, and the mixing engineer on this record. And we've had a really fun 3 days, and we just wanted to tell you a little bit about how we made the record. We're really fortunate to be here at the studio where they have a plethora of gear and also a plethora of rooms, which makes it a really versatile space to work in. So one thing that I really wanted to use when I knew we were going to be tracking here again was their 8 DW Fern preamps and their DW Fern compressor. So almost all the instruments, cello, mandolin, and the vocals and guitar all have a Fern preamp on something on them. And then the vocals are going through a Fern preamp and into the Fern VT7 compressor. We've also got API preamps and Grace preamps in the mix. And so let me walk you towards the tracking room, which is one of 3 spaces that we've been recording in. 2 of the members of the band are both instrumentalists and vocalists. We knew that we were going to have to tackle certain songs different ways because they switch off being the lead vocalist. We also knew that stylistically we were going to have to attack different songs different ways. So it was important for us to have stations that could serve different purposes but stay set up. So the first thing we did is we have our dual sexy tube mic vocal station. This gives us separation between the vocal tracks but also gives them sight lines to each other so that they could track vocals together. Some of the songs that we have a really live sort of bluegrassy feel, some have a much more intimate feel. So we also have vocal stations down here on the floor where we sat crisscross applesauce. So we've got an RE20 on the floor over there, and we've got this Sennheiser 141 over here as the vocal mic here. So this was our vocal station. Just beyond that is our instrument tracking station where we've got Guitar World here, which is a Neumann KM84 and a Royer 121. The Royer is going through a Grace and the KM84 is going through one of the Ferns. So we've also got the mandolin station over here, which is basically the same mic and preamp setup with the 121 ribbon mic and the KM84. And then at times we also had vocal mics here in this mix so that we could track songs with vocals and instruments at the same time. And the ribbon mics really helped us do that by nulling out the instrument track of that person. And then just behind Laney Gray, I'm going to show you our cello world, which is here in the ISO booth, where we've got 2 TLM 170s and a Neumann KM84. The 170s are also going through the Ferns, and the KM84 is going through a Rupert Neve R&D mic pre. And then we've also got a vocal mic set up in here. The great thing about this space is that if we wanted to track in a live setting, we could open up the door and they could all be together, tracking and hearing each other, and they could talk between songs. Or if we needed to do a scratch vocal or something that was going to have to be isolated, we could just close the door. And then our next space is Alley World, which is the largest tracking space here at Tonal Park. And we reserve this for overdubs and sort of special effects. So the first thing you see here is our Royer SF12, which was set up for our dobro player Matt, who came in to do an overdub. And then also set up in this room, we've got 2 AEA R84s set up in a Blumline pattern. And for one of the songs, we did just a traditional bluegrass, everybody get around the same microphones thing. So again, what was really nice about the whole setup, having all these different spaces at our disposal, is it meant that we could really decide as we were running the tune down which setup was going to be the best. So some tunes we tracked to a click, some tunes we tracked with vocals and instruments at the same time, sometimes we did just instruments and laid the vocals down later. And then, like I said, one song we did totally live with multiple takes, moving people forward and backward to get the right balance like we're moving faders. So that's our tracking setup, and then if you follow me back into the control room, of course everything went down into Pro Tools, and so we've got about 45 gigabytes of data now to work with. We did 10 songs. Really got a chance to try a lot of different vibes and a lot of different techniques based on the song that we were working on, and I think it was really fun. And I'm very grateful to be here working with you all.
Yay!
Thank you, Collin.
I'll probably be back.